And today's SME is a technology company with a goal of spreading higher speed broadband services to more remote parts of Ireland. And its boss, Patrick Cotter, isn't sitting in front of me, and he's not part of the official national broadband scheme, but he's making a difference in getting higher speeds to those people who otherwise wouldn't get it. Good morning, Patrick, and thanks for coming in. You brought in some of your kit that some of your customers get to use. Tell us, first of all, how you started in the business, Rural Wi-Fi.
First of all, thanks for having me on. Rural Wi-Fi would have been a sister company of a company called Fleet Connect. I was the guy who originally put Wi-Fi buses and trains in the country.
Oh, thank God for that.
15 years ago.
I can thank you personally for that.
I know, that seems such a long time ago. And I started moving a little bit outside Dublin, and I couldn't get broadband in my house. So...
Well, in County Meath? Or
County Meath.
Yeah.
It's literally just a place called Rathout. There's a little village there.
Yeah.
And I lived in a lane outside the village, and couldn't get fibre, couldn't get anything at all. So I'd had the experience of putting Wi-Fi on buses and trains, so I had sort of an idea, okay, the mobile network is there. Why don't I use the antennas I use on the buses and see can I draw the network in, and that's how Rural Wi-Fi was born.
So I'm getting a sense that the infrastructure is there, but it might not be being distributed properly into homes and towns.
See, the big talking point with broadband and rural broadband, especially in rural Ireland, is the infrastructure and the National Broadband Ireland rollout scheme and all that. For me, they have a huge job because the business case isn't really there for them, in my opinion, right? And how I explain that is, if there's 10 houses on the lane, like where I live, it would cost nearly 30,000 euro per house for them to
lay a cable or put in some fibre.
All that to offer them fibre broadband, and then the business return of that's €50 a month,
which isn't going to pay back.
It's a long payback. What we do at Rural Wi-Fi is we start out doing mobile broadband. So there's masts all around the country between all the main mobile networks. And we have heat maps to say, okay, this house can tune into that mast. We developed an antenna, right, which is a high gain. And I'm not going to get techie with this, so some people understand. So, and we use dual, really good fast rocket routers, as we call them.
Rocket routers, I love it.
Rocket routers,
and you have one of them sitting in front of us here in the studio.
I have a lead,
and so they seek out the strongest signal from whichever
the antenna seeks out the strongest signal, right, from a mast that could be further away from the house.
And are we talking about a few kilometres away?
Well, for example, when we did the Aran Islands all them years ago, there was a mast on the Aran Islands. The mast on the Aran
mainland.
On the mainland. Which is 30 or 40 kilometres to the island. And we changed people's lives that summer, So
you were able to kind of point these devices, which you have with us in the studio, at the mast, which is either in County Clare or County Galway, and it would pick up the signal and give them high-speed broadband like that.
So rural Ireland, you look at... The way I look at it is... urban dwellers, as they're
well catered for.
Well catered for. You house in rural Ireland, and they're getting 2 or 3 megs, right? And that's all they're used to. We go to we're the only sort of broadband brokers in Ireland that do fibre, mobile broadband, high speed, when we forget satellite.
Yeah.
So what we do is we started going a journey with our customer, and I know it's not a sales pitch. It's just what we do. Like, I'm a salesman by heart. But we have a division that within Rural Wi-Fi called customer success. So after 2 or 3 days, we call the customer, how are you getting on? They go, oh, well, it's only okay. Then we could send them out something else to try something else.
So it's trial and error to a certain extent.
Until we get them hooked up to it.
And what do you guarantee your customers?
We guarantee them that they can...
No, do you guarantee the speed?
No, let's differentiate speed, because if you're in Diggs Lane as we are now, you're going to get 300 meg on a 5G. Broadband for rural Ireland is not about speed. It's about saying, okay, you need 3 or 4 meg to download a Netflix film. You may need, many devices do you have in the house? So if we can get someone from 10 meg, like in Bear Island, Castledown, Bear, Cork, a few weeks ago, people were getting 7 meg. We got them up to 60 meg. that changed our lives.
That's going to be means to be able to, if you've got kids, you can download whatever you need to download.
You can play the Xbox.
Watch your Netflix or your Amazon Prime.
So the key for the government and the key for me today, this morning, is that, you know, set your expectations. We'll do the best we can. And then when fibre comes available, and it says on the NBI plan, and it's not their fault, I'm not blaming them, fibre is available in 2025. That's more like 2030.
Oh dear.
I know, it's terrible. And I know Peter Hendrick very well.
And you're not involved in the national broadband rollout.
No.
But you are kind of on a commercial venture. You're making a difference for people in less.
We're one of the smallest Irish broadband providers.
How many staff do you have?
We have 25, but we're one of the best ranked on the internet. Our customers, our Trustpilot and our customer support and all that is rated really highly. So the key for us to keep our customers is to actually care about them. And I'm not just saying that as a sales pitch again, but what I'm prepared to do, if you want to get 3 of your listeners from the ruralest part of Ireland to ring in, contact us. We'll go and we'll get them hooked up as best we can. And we can report back to you on that if you want.
Well, that's very kind offer, and I'm sure that will be taken up by some of our listeners. There'll be quite a few people listening in and to see what they can do. Patrick, thanks for coming in and showing us your kit here. This is Patrick Cotter, the boss of Rural WiFi.